She instructed him to look into her eyes as she began the first step of the process. Connor, observing the interaction, was pleased, thinking that Jinu had taken the bait. He believed that once the first stage was completed, Jinu would be eager to continue and might even sign the papers immediately. As Norma gazed into Jinu's eyes, she suddenly found herself surrounded by darkness. She searched frantically but saw nothing until a shadow emerged. It moved closer, revealing its terrifying presence as it opened its eyes and stared directly at her. Overwhelmed by fear, Norma screamed and fell off her chair, utterly terrified by what she had seen. The two agents guarding Norma instantly drew their guns, pointing them at Jinu in a panic. Michael Connor, alarmed by their actions, quickly intervened, shouting at the agents to lower their weapons. He reminded them of who Jinu was, warning them that if they had acted this way towards someone like Thomas Andre or Liu Zhigong, they would all be dead. Realizing their mistake, the agents quickly holstered their guns and rushed to help the trembling Norma, whose face had turned pale. Michael bowed deeply to Jinu, apologizing profusely for the agent's behavior. Jinu, still trying to make sense of what had just happened, reassured Michael that it was okay. Michael then scolded the agents, making it clear how reckless their actions had been. The agents, thoroughly chastised, could only respond with a fearful acknowledgement, realizing the gravity of their mistake. After the unsettling incident, Michael Connor rushed to Norma Selner's side as she trembled in fear. He noticed that she was covered in sweat and asked her with concern if she was feeling unwell. Her condition was alarming, and Michael quickly decided it would be best to reschedule their meeting with Sung Jinu. Jinu, though curious about what had transpired, agreed to leave, and Michael instructed Adam White to show Jinu the way out. Once Jinu had left, Michael remained alone with Norma in the room, eager to understand what had just happened. He asked her what had gone wrong, noticing that the situation had clearly shaken her. Norma, still struggling to catch her breath, pressed her hand against her chest and finally managed to speak. She revealed that during the encounter, she had sensed something extraordinary about Jinu. Norma described Jinu as a king, a powerful king unlike any she had ever encountered before. Michael's eyes widened in shock at her words. He asked if this meant Jinu was as strong as a national level hunter, but Norma, still trembling, explained that this wasn't something she could easily measure. She confessed that she had never experienced anything like it before. While looking at Jinu, she felt as though something within him was staring back at her. Norma clarified that it wasn't Jinu himself, but rather an infinite darkness within him. This darkness, vast and terrifying, had gazed into her as she tried to peer into Jinu's soul. The encounter had left her deeply shaken, and as she continued to tremble in fear, she shared one last critical insight with Michael. There was no limit to Jinu's powers.